Hello and welcome to Perky-Pet's Seasonal Prepping Podcast Series. I'm Susan Matson, and on behalf of Perky-Pet, I'd like to introduce Jeffrey A. Gordon, President of the American Birding Association. Today, Jeff and I will be discussing fall and what challenges birds face as we enter these colorful yet cooler months. Hi, Jeff.
Hey, Susan.
So, end of summer, early fall. I'm guessing that screams metabolic demand for birds.
Yeah, they've just been through breeding. They've just been through molting, and many of them are going to migrate, and the ones that aren't going to migrate are often going to be facing really cold winter temperatures. So, it's great that nature puts on an abundance of food at that time, but even so, it's still a great time to be feeding birds, to be offering them water, and to be offering them shelter in your yard. And it's just a tremendously exciting time. It's when the deck gets shuffled.
So hummingbirds, they're starting to migrate, correct?
Yeah. Hummingbirds, boy, some of them start moving, really early in the desert Southwest. But over most of the continent, July and August, you'll see hummingbirds moving through, and they're going to be coming through right into September, even early October, and you may get some stragglers even beyond that.
And what about the seed-eating birds? And what kind of food are they looking for right now?
Well, as things are getting started, kind of that August, September time frame, a lot of birds are coming through that are largely fruit and insect eaters. And as we shift into October, that's when you're going to see more of the seed-eating birds show up, the sparrows and finches and that kind of thing. So one of the really cool things about fall, spring's compressed. Everything happens fast. It's like a land rush. Everything's trying to get north and claim a breeding territory. But in fall, it's a lot more extended. And so we get to enjoy a migration season that lasts for several months.
Wow, that's really nice. So, squirrels. When I think fall, I think squirrels are invading my feeders.
Yep. Yeah, well, they're getting ready for winter, too, and they might start hitting your seed supply even a little bit harder than usual. That's true.
So what about that? I mean, is there anything we can do about where we place our feeders or what we can do to our feeders to help that?
Well, absolutely. There are a number of squirrel-proof feeder designs that Perky-Pet sells. You can try them, match widths with your local squirrels. You can also, if you already have feeders, get a baffle and try that. You definitely want, if you got a feeder, especially with expensive seed that you want to keep squirrel damage as low as possible, move that one out away from a branch or maybe even your house where they can use it as a springboard to jump to it. But whatever you do with squirrels, I would advise a measure of patience. They are ingenious little guys, and just keep experimenting until you find something that works for you. You might also try offering them something cheap that they like, maybe like some feed corn on the cob or something like that. Check with your seed supplier.
Oh, my goodness. Yeah, they are just crazy little creatures, man. They can jump so high and so far off the ground. You just have to stand there and just be amazed by what they can do to get to your feeders. But, there are squirrel-proof feeders available. If you guys really have some major issues with squirrels, think about those. I know Perky-Pet has the Squirrel Begone feeders, so you've got a look and a feel that might work with you. So, switching gears a bit, fall planting. In addition to feeders and what kinds of food, we're going to start gearing up for some of those colder months, and planting in the fall is a good thing. And is there anything that we should be keeping in mind for those of our listeners that are going to be putting some additional things in their yard?
Well, absolutely. And putting out food and water is fantastic, but shelter is, the third leg of the stool there. And if you put, plantings in your yard, especially native plants, that is going to make your yard, a true backyard wildlife habitat and so much more attractive to birds. And, what I would really advise is find yourself like a local native plant society or a bird club or a good nursery and talk to them about plants and trees and shrubs that are native to your area, that are adapted, don't require too much care. And many of those may have the bonus of putting on some fruit. So, planting works hand in hand with, feeding.
Oh, that's so true, so true. So in addition to planting, I mean, obviously the good segue is yard care. People are raking up leaves and they're cleaning up their yard, getting prepared for the colder months, but a clean yard is not necessarily something that birds want.
Right, that's true. Some dead leaves in under some of your plantings and places like that can provide extra places to forage. And one thing I really recommend, if you can find a corner of your yard or somewhere, and make yourself a brush pile, just, some sticks and small limbs. Birds love that for shelter. They'll use it to just sort of rest in between visits to your feeder or to escape if a hawk or other predator comes into the yard. And you may even find that some things use it for nesting. I know Carolina wrens love to nest in the brush piles back at my house.
Oh, so Jeff, one more thing before we wrap up here. What about water? I mean, obviously, the fall, we're going to start seeing the first frost in most of the country right around now.
Yeah, well, water in winter can be an incredible commodity. In summer, it's hot, birds get dehydrated, but in winter, those dry winds can really dehydrate them too, and they will love having a source of open water. So look into getting a bird bath, getting one that's heated, or getting an external heater to put in one that you already have. You will be amazed at the variety of birds that'll come in and use that for bathing and drinking, even the coldest day of the winter.
Absolutely. And for those of us, wanting to have some of that fresh, clean water available daily for our birds, we should check out some of the Perky-Pet waters that they have. Well, thanks so much, Jeff. I really appreciate the time you had with us. You gave us some helpful tips and words of wisdom. Really appreciate it.
Oh, you're very welcome. Having birds and wildlife in your yard is just a wonderful thing, and wish everybody the best of luck with it.
Oh, absolutely. Well, for more information about bird watching, or to learn about the Perky-Pet products mentioned today, please visit www.birdfeeders.com. And to learn more about American Birding Association, please visit www.aba.org, or you can find them on Facebook at facebook.com/birders. Thanks for listening, and look for an announcement soon on our final conversation with Jeff, where he'll be discussing winter preparations. Until then, happy birding.